I've been seeing a completely idiotic idea perpetuated after Bad Bunny's halftime show, and we need to talk about it. White Americans, I am talking specifically to you. Now, if you missed it, Bad Bunny's halftime show was a masterclass in unity and inclusiveness, in all of the good things that we get by being together and building together instead of shouting down at each other. Honestly, and this might be an unpopular opinion, I think Bad Bunny fully would have had the right to make some very harsh statements about what is going on right now, but instead he chose to focus on unity, community, love, togetherness, and I tear up watching back the videos, and I've been watching back the videos, and it brings up a lot of emotion in me. But of course, people who want to find something to be upset about are going to find something to be upset about. And I understand that mindset because that's the person I used to be. I used to be an extreme conservative. I used to be a massive Trump supporter. And by the grace of God, that is not my story anymore. But I get how the mindset works because I held it for over 20 years. And the people who want to have an issue, one of the statements that I've seen floating around is, oh, okay, they're saying we're all American because we're all on North or South American continents. So they're just trying to take American from us, the term American from us, because they know it's something that we value. Now, I don't know who needs to hear this, but Americans, as in those who reside in and have been born in the United States of America and therefore call themselves Americans, you guys, the world does not revolve around us. We have been brought up with the idea that the U.S. is the main character and that everyone else is supporting players in the play starring us. Everything is about us. I even know people who would joke, history began on July 4th, 1776. Everything before that was a mistake. Like, the idea is out there that the U.S. is the main character, and now that I'm outside of it, I see how idiotic and ridiculous it is, but this is a perfect example. So some people, and I ended up reading this Substack article yesterday that somehow got sent to my husband, and my husband was like, I don't know where this came from, but read this. And it was just this incredibly poorly written, just like attack on Bad Bunny and the performance. And the author was making the point that he is only calling himself an American because he knows that it's going to bother us. Now, number one, factually, Bad Bunny is an American citizen. He was born in Puerto Rico. Therefore, he is an American citizen. So even just from a very technical legal standpoint, if we're going by the most conservative definition of American, which is someone who was born with American citizenship already, he's an American. But this idea that it's a new thing that people in North and South America are calling themselves Americans to get under our skin, you guys, do you not realize that this has been going on for a while? I married into a Canadian family, and I was talking to my mother-in-law about this morning. My husband was not born in the U.S. My in-laws were not born in the U.S. They came here later. I also did some traveling. I spent some time in Guatemala. I moved down there for a while when I had like just graduated college. And I still remember every time I would introduce myself as an American, the response I would get is, okay, so am I. Where are you from? This is not new. It is not new for people in North and South America to identify as Americans, because that's what they are. We are all Americans. It's not this like pie in the sky, fruity idea that the liberals are pushing of like, oh, well, technically, guys, we just came up with this. What if we all say we're Americans because we're all on American continents? This is not new. This is not new. And this shines a spotlight on how bad the United States main character syndrome is. We are convinced that something that has been going on forever, which is people who live on American continents considering themselves American and calling themselves American, is now suddenly a new thing just to get under our skin. How self-centered can we be? You know the line in that Mike Posner song, which is actually like a song, like a line from a different song that's like, you're so vain, you probably think this song is about you. That's us, you guys. That is the US. We are so obsessed with ourselves, and we think everyone else is too. We are the Regina George of the world. Except that Regina George actually had some power and sway and influence, and we have so badly become the world's worst laughingstock. It is embarrassing, it is depressing, and it is deeply convicting. And I'm sorry, if you find something to be upset about from Bad Bunny's halftime show, my guy, that is a you problem. Stop being such a little snowflake. I am so tired of the right and the right's hypocrisy. And again, I know how the mindset works because that was me for most of my life. It is so fresh for you. And the mindset is so pervasive and so controlling that when I didn't vote for Trump this last election, I had a little bit of guilt because I was, Ranger, I'm ranting, not now. That is the chokehold that conservative evangelical Christianity in America has on people, had on me. Because even though absolutely everything consciously that I thought about, that I thought through, that I researched, that I prayed through, made it so incredibly clear that Donald Trump is not the person who needs to be leading America. And yet subconsciously, those messages that had been built into my heart and into my mind, and honestly, even like shared by my church at the time, it had such a control on me that even though consciously I knew that not voting for Trump was the right call, subconsciously I just had this pit in my stomach. And that is a perfect example that honestly, as American Christians, we need to stop trusting our instincts and go back to Scripture. Because you know what Scripture supports? Unity. You know what Scripture supports? Love. You know what Scripture supports? Treating immigrants well. You know what Scripture supports? Having a servant mentality, thinking of ourselves last. And that is not what this administration, or honestly our culture, is doing, if we can call it culture at all. Because honestly, as a white girl whose ancestry has been in America for a while, do you know the positive sense of jealousy that I had watching that culture be displayed and shown and enjoyed on TV? Do you know the sense of melancholy that I have looking at other cultures and going, wow, I wish I had that? Because we've stripped all of it away. We have nothing but hot dogs, mayonnaise, and hatred, and I'm tired of it. So before you start ranting in the comments, let me just answer what I already know is going to come here. First of all, septum theory. Yep, I have a septum ring. Question for you. Have you ever had an original thought in your life? Okay, next. Second of all, Bad Bunny's lyrics are explicit. That's not Christian. You know what else is explicit? Song of Solomon. You know what's more explicit and highly inappropriate? Singing about wanting to be with underage girls. Next. But he hates America. No, he loves America. All of it, not just the part you're on. We have to stop being so freaking obsessed with ourselves. We have to stop. It has to stop. Okay, I'm done.